What's going on, everybody? It's UTXJG the Don, representing the game Illuminaughty. Here with the crew, we have the most hated gaming ethos. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up? I'm here to give my shitty opinions and hot takes.
we have the newly appointed GI member, but he's been in plenty of videos before. You know him, you love him. Say what's up to Jojo. What's up, Jojo?
Hey, what's good, everybody?
We have Steven Universe, another person who's been in a whole bunch of GI videos, but now is officially GI as well. What's up, Steven?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
And we have, I don't even know why the hell he's got invited here again. We have Patreon member Sincon. Say what's up.
Hi, guys. I'm back.
Yeah, I tried my best. I tried my best, y'all, to get someone else in the video, but Sin was the first person to respond, so here he is. All right, let's talk about Into the Spider-Verse. Now, me personally, I just want to say a couple things. First out, shout out to The Get Down, because they have produced Shamik Moore and Justice, who will be on Detective Pikachu. So shout out to Shamik Moore, who did the voice of Miles Morales in Into the Spider-Verse. I would also like to say that originally, when I first saw the trailers or whatever, I was excited only because it was Miles Morales, but I really didn't know how to feel about this film because generally a lot of animated films don't go to the silver screen, and we got a lot of hard hitters for Marvel. And I was like, well, is this just going to be a write-off? Like, how is it going to be? Is it really going to capture my interest and have me thinking that this will be one of the best movies that I've seen this year? And I think it really surprised me how good that this movie was. So let's get into it. Let's just go over the premise of the movie. So we have Miles Morales, just a kid in school, and he ended up getting transferred. When we actually go into the movie, he got transferred from his local school to a boarding school, and obviously he doesn't like it. He's away from his friends, He's trying to get out of school, you know, fail on tests and sneak out or whatever. He has a stronger relationship with his uncle than his dad. His dad doesn't like Spider-Man, He's a cop. And all of a sudden, with hanging with his uncle one day, he has a very good thing with art. He loves art a lot. That's why he went to school, and he likes tagging stuff. He likes putting stickers in random spots. His uncle ended up taking him to a spot to do this really good tag, and all of a sudden, there is this spider. We all know the story for Spider-Man, so he gets bitten by the spider. And all of a sudden he wakes up, he's taller, his clothes doesn't fit, he's sticking to everything, he's freaking the fuck out. So he's trying to figure out what's going on. He ends up going back to the scene of the crime, seeing that the spider's dead. Then all of a sudden you see Peter Parker battling some villains, and he's trying to stop this collider because Kingpin wants to, which we find out later in the movie, he wants to bring back his family, who apparently died.
Spoiler.
Huh?
Whoa.
Sir.
Shut up, people.
Sir, you didn't even give us spoilers.
I guess the video will have to have
the movie, every time we do this video, it's always spoilers. Shut up. We already know how this is. Every time we do these videos, it's spoilers, bro.
Every brand new person just subbed to us and he's never seen any of the other reviews.
Shut up. Can we please let me continue? Thank you. Let me continue. Okay.
I'd say why you're the most hated, Jeff.
Exactly. He's rude. He's interrupting me. Good lord.
Because you're a bad host, JG. Jesus.
Oh! Yo, let's get this rolling, fellas.
You could do a better job hosting. This is the first day out here.
What happened to the review?
All right, Ethos, you want to go ahead and take the reins in?
No, I said
exactly. No, shut up then. All right.
Steve loves the movie. Let Steve talk about it.
Hey, yo, chill out.
Jesus Christ.
Aren't they supposed to go through the fucking
so dysfunctional? Worst video ever, dog. Damn. You guys are fucking can't ever do a video right, yo.
They still don't like the video.
GI sucks. Anyway. Anyways, going along. I'm gonna try my best to not spoil everything else, but. In a weird way, Peter Parker, in Miles Morales' universe, something happens to him. And they're gonna say what? Cause niggas something happens to him, right?
Now you're insinuating what it is.
And all of a sudden, the collider still goes off, and it messes up not only Miles and Peter Parker's universe, it messes up all of the other Spider-Man universe who we didn't know existed, but they do. They all end up being brought into Miles Morales' universe. Miles is trying to figure out what's going on with his powers. He's trying to harness it or whatever because he clearly does not know what's going on, but now he has a really big responsibility. He has to, along with the other Spider-Man in the other universes, they have to figure out how to get back home. So, without spoiling anything else, that was the premise of the movie. So, we're going to start off with the most hated ethos.
No, pick me last.
No, we're actually going to pick you last. We're going to start off with Steven.
Wow.
Steven, how did you feel about the premise of Into the Spider-Verse? Likes, dislikes, go.
Overall, I enjoyed it. Art style, soundtrack. Like,
He didn't ask for all that.
That's what he likes about the movie. Shut up.
Yeah, what I liked about the movie, bro.
Sir, he asked you about what do you think of the premise
Shut the fuck up.
You now talking about every damn category. This is why these reviews are fucking all messed up.
Oh my god, yo!
These reviews are messed up because you do this. Like, what are you talking about?
This is why I gotta carry y'all. Look, he's asking about the premise. What do you think about the overall premise of the movie?
Holy shit!
I enjoyed the movie.
Okay, well don't.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
don't.
right,
Okay, yeah, don't
don't
talk about the soundtrack.
Talk about
man,
nothing else
jeez.
until JG says, "What do you think about the soundtrack?" Then you say, "I really like
my
the soundtrack."
Oh
Ethos,
my
you are.
God, bro.
Jojo, what do you like? What do you think about this movie?
He's on 10, bro. He's on 10.
Jesus Christ.
We gonna get this review done in 10 minutes, bro.
Hell no.
Yo,
Are we? Like,
No, we're not. We're not.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, yo, kick this man out.
Pretty much. We can't go on with some. Jeez.
Jesus, what?
Okay,
All right,
Jojo, how'd you feel about the premise?
I thought the premise was pretty good. You know, it's a good like it did in the movie. It's a hell of a origin story, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, they only mentioned Uncle Ben once, so how about that? Claps to the writers there, because they like went past it. I was happy about that. Sin, how'd you feel about the premise of the movie?
it was God tier. It was a masterpiece. I loved it. Best
I
Spider-Man.
told you. I fucking told you.
Oh my god, bro.
It was the best It's the best Spider-Man movie to date. No objections.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 held that title for a long time, but this one definitely took the crown. Spider-Man 2.
We talking about the movie?
Yeah, talking about the movie.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 the movie.
You got a problem with that opinion, sir?
It sounded like
It's
it.
not an opinion. Everybody said that
it's-
Spider-Man 2 was the best.
I'm not
Spider-
disagreeing with you. I'm just asking if JoJo's got a problem with that opinion.
I mean, are you talking about like the original series?
Yes,
Two, or-
What other
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2 is there?
He's talking about
The
just the
Sam
movie,
Raimi
just the
trilogy.
movies, JoJo, just the movies.
Yeah,
Alright.
The trilogy, the remakes, Homecoming, all that.
Yeah,
Out
out
of
of
all
all
of those, all of those, he thinks that that's the best one.
Alright.
All right,
I would disagree, but that's your opinion.
all right.
Wait, what do you disagree about?
Okay. Now we go back to
No.
Steven. What do you
That's
feel is
a
the
new
best
movie.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
movie?
I mean, that's a new review.
That's
No, I
the review.
disagree about he had Spider-Man 2.
Oh, no. I mean, Spider-Man 2 was my personally it was Homecoming for me.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah.
said
Why
the
would you
majority
say
like
Homecoming?
Spider-Man 2.
No, but majority think
Why
it
would
was
you say
Spider-Man
majority?
2.
How do you know this? Where are you getting your facts from?
Yo, you just gonna interrogate me?
Did you ask every Spider-Man fan in the
This-
world, and they
Yo,
all
you
told
gonna
Spider-Man 2?
interrogate me like this, Ethos?
Yes, I'm gonna interrogate you because you made a statement. So I need you to back up your statement with some evidence.
Wow.
Who did this to you?
I have no idea. This man is on 100 right now, yo.
For the record, this is all JG's
I
fault.
told you shouldn't have let him eat, bro.
Apparently, jeez.
This man got some ramen and
What the?
He eating it right now
Cool down yet,
because I hear it clanking. He's eating it right now. He's still hangry.
I'm done.
he was still hangry. Ethos, how did you
Man
feel
got
about the premise?
Hollywood.
How'd you feel about the
This man
premise
was
of
so
Into the
Hollywood.
Spider-Verse?
Look, we
Jeez.
wasting time right now. Y'all worried about me. Look, this movie was trash, okay?
Whoa, yo.
This was the worst Spider-Man movie I ever seen in my
Is
entire
this a troll review?
this has to be a troll, bro.
The animation quality was trash.
Alright, you folks, you stated your opinion. Back it up with some facts. Tell me how.
It's my opinion. I ain't gotta back up my opinion with facts.
Oh,
You just told him to.
He made a statement. He didn't make an opinion. He said everybody likes Spider-Man 2. I said, all right, what's the statement? What's the fact to back that up? And he said, I don't know. I was like, so then how do you know?
I didn't say I don't know. I just said why you interrogate.
You said why? Because you don't know. That's deflection.
Eat those.
The point still stands. The movie had inconsistent art styles. It changed. Different characters had different art styles. It was all over the fucking place.
That was the point.
Of course, that was the point. That's
the
different
point.
universes.
And that's why it was trash.
What?
Yo, get this man out of
You
here.
out of pocket,
Can I get a
bro.
yikes in the chat?
Yo, big yikes.
Yeah, get this man out of
my
here.
goodness.
That was
Joe-
the point,
Jojo-
yo. You telling me
You
Spider-Man
acting
Noir
like a
is
different
supposed to
breed.
be animated the same as like Miles?
Who?
You telling me Spider-Man Noir is supposed to be animated the exact same way as Miles Morales?
What you
Well,
talking about?
there you go.
That's what you're talking about. That's literally what you said.
No, I know. I didn't hear what he said. His mic cut out.
All right, you telling me
No, I'm just
Spider?
kidding. I just didn't want to hear your bullshit. Look, check it. None of
Wow!
this matters, bro. None of this matters. I'm telling you now. All the animations in this movie were trash, bro. The only good one was when they was getting their ass beat by the villains. Okay, that's it.
What?
Can we go back to the review, please?
Oh my god.
I was talking about the premise, and this dude started
The
talking about
premise.
animation.
You guys got mad at my opinion about the animations, and then you asked me about the opinion of my animations.
You told
Dude,
Steven
the
to stay
man just talk
consistent. We
just
talked
talk
about the
premise.
soundtrack.
We
Oh,
talk
but
about no
he got
animations,
mad when
no
I mentioned the
soundtrack,
art
and then
style,
you
bro.
changed about animation.
It's complete pandemonium.
Nobody
Yikes.
cares, bro.
He's
This
a
movie-
child.
Look, this movie is trash. You should just go out and see it for yourself, okay? Why you come into a
Nobody,
video?
nobody
The movie
agrees
is
with
trash,
you.
point.
So you
This
should
is the
go.
point I'm
Nobody
trying to
agrees with you.
Check it. This is what I'm saying. Why are you
You're a
watching a
lone
YouTube
warrior.
video? Why are you watching this YouTube video trying to get your fucking opinion from us? Why do you care?
This has to be the
Yo,
worst review
nigga,
ever.
what?
If you watching this video right now, you either A, you watching because you bored, B, you want to see if Ace is in here and he takes an L, or 3, you're in here because I don't fucking know.
AB3.
Yeah, he did say AB3.
I don't know. You can't fucking
Hey,
figure
no,
it
All
out.
our people could be
So-
curious about Spider-Man and are false about it. Hello?
No.
Ain't
Nobody
you second that
cares
command? They
about
make it
that.
back home, bro.
Look, nobody cares about your opinion. No one cares about my opinion. We're all irrelevant. We're all gonna die.
I tell you why no one cares.
Good night, you New York. I'd be the best Spider-Man.
This is beyond me.
Yo.
This is thoroughly beyond me. All right, if you wanted to be the most hated, you've done it. Like you've done
Okay,
it within
I've done my
10 minutes.
job. I'm gonna go take a nap now because the itis is starting to hit me. I'll talk to you later.
The review wasn't done yet.
You didn't even eat anything.
Bruh, I'm
Yo.
done. I'm done.
He left.
He really did. Y'all gonna disagree? Why would he agree to be in the? You know what, bruh?
I don't understand.
Yo, can we?
We keep it all of this. We gonna move on. This one take. I ain't got time for that. So y'all can hate Ethos. Display all your hate for Ethos in the chat because we already knew this was gonna happen. Let's move on, people. So regardless of what Ethos said, because Ethos obviously did not like the animation. That was going to be my next question.
Oh, I forgot to also mention.
Oh,
Oh my god,
You
yo,
don't get
this
that.
man is
Black
just
Panther had a better soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean,
No,
okay, but nobody
Okay.
is.
Me and the other patrons were actually talking about that last night.
It did have a better soundtrack. It's not even debatable.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Because-
did he say had a better soundtrack?
Black Panther had a
Black
better
Panther.
soundtrack than Into the
Oh,
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse goes hard, but
What are you
it ain't no
talking
Black
about?
Panther.
It was cool, but oh my god, this is so dysfunctional. Like I don't even know.
Like Black Panther's album is nominated for album of the year, bro. What
That
do
was
you
like a
mean?
legit album. But anyway, if we get on topic, people.
Yeah.
Let's get back because this man just rattled my brain. Animation style. I thought that it was very unique. I would say in the beginning though, if anybody has epilepsy, yeah, you was probably tripping in the theater. Cause even my eyes, it kind of felt like if you went to a 3D movie and you did not put on the 3D glasses at times, I was like, yo, like this is kind of weird.
Exactly,
But-
bro. I thought I was in the wrong theater.
Yeah, it was trippy. It was very, very trippy, and I was like, it was kind of fucking with my eyes a little bit. I don't even have epilepsy, but it was weird. But once that was all done in the intro, before everything started, then it kind of smoothed it out. And like Ethos said, what he hates about it was the different animations when all of the other Spider-Man came into the play, like I think overall it was nicely done. Like I said, when I first seen the trailers, I didn't really know how to feel about it. I was like, well, this is kind of going to be a write-off Spider-Man, but overall I enjoyed the animation as well. So JoJo, do you agree or disagree?
Well, I agree that I also enjoyed the animations. I actually thought it was intriguing adding different animation styles for each character, since they're basically a part of another universe. So I thought that was actually interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. The idea of it sounds kind of weird and off because like different animations in like one setting just seems off-putting at first, but like I feel like they did it pretty well actually. So overall, I really enjoyed the animations.
True, and I want to correct myself. Spider Ham, not Spider Pig. Excuse me. Yeah, before anybody gets in the comments, Spider Ham. Sin, how'd you feel about the animation styles?
Masterpiece, fire. Noir, Spider-Man Noir's animation style especially was amazing. It's straight out of a comic book basically. With like the way his shadows go around him and everything. That's just that you can just tell they put a lot of work into just animating the characters themselves. And yeah, just the way they were all separately like animated was fire. Yeah, that's about it.
True. Steven?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Like the first, I don't know, 30 minutes of the movie, it was just messing with my eyes. I was with my sister and she said, "Yo, did we go in the wrong theater?" I was like, "No, no, we in the right one." But yeah, overall, it was really good though.
True. All right, let's talk about the soundtrack. Since Steven already mentioned it, and we got into a little debate about that as well. Like we were mentioning before, obviously we all feel like the Black Panther soundtrack was top notch because that was literally like a straight album. We didn't feel like it was even like a soundtrack for a movie. But
it's TDE, bro.
Yeah, they literally like they killed that entire album. It was a masterpiece,
flawless. Yeah.
But Into the Spider-Verse was no slouch. I feel like at least with Marvel movies this year, I feel like they put a lot more time into the soundtrack. Like these are legit tracks. These aren't things that you're like, oh, this is kind of like a write-off. Like you'll only hear it in the actual movie and you won't ever want to listen to it again. I'll listen to some of these tracks again. Like I put a couple of songs on my playlist. So I thought that the soundtrack was legit. And when they were playing the specific songs, like during the different moments in the movie, it really made you feel like it was dope. Like, when Miles Morales finally, got everything together and he got the suit and he decked it out and he finally went to go swing and jump from everything. They were playing the soundtrack for him. Like, I thought that it was dope. I thought that it was super dope. So I felt like the soundtrack definitely, it created an ambiance, a good ambiance throughout the entire film. And I felt like, majority of the songs matched like what was going on in the particular scenes in the movie. So, Steven, how'd you feel about the overall soundtrack and the songs that were played throughout the movie?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I really enjoyed the closings, the credit scene the most. Like the credits, the song that was playing during them. I enjoyed like they was going through the projects and all that. They started playing Biggie. Like that shit was great.
True. Sin.
The soundtrack was fire. You got some bangers on there like Sunflower, Elevate, and Start a Riot. Sunflower especially was just like, I feel like that's just Miles Morales. Like that song is just like Miles Morales in a song, just like happy, chill, positive, and just and then you have like Start a Riot, where I don't know if Start a Riot was actually in the movie. But it's like crazy, like fighting music, throwing hands with fists and stuff. So yeah, all of it was just, all of the music fit, and it being an original soundtrack just was all the better.
Nice. JoJo?
Yeah, I agree with for the most part. Especially the song for Miles, his theme. That was like everything music wise was very fitting for the particular scene and scenario. Elevate, when he was when he finally like realized who he was and all that sort of good stuff. that was a pretty lit scene. So overall, I feel like all the music was very fitting for this particular movie. So I enjoyed it.
True, true. All right, so besides Miles, because I'm pretty sure that everybody enjoyed Miles who actually saw the movie. He's definitely a very, very good representation for not only Black people but Latino people as well. I'm mad that I actually did not try to go get those Spider-Man ones, because after seeing the movie, I definitely want them a lot more. So I probably missed out on them, but it is what it is. But I want to ask everybody in here: was there any other character besides Miles that you really enjoyed throughout the movie, including the alternate Peter Parker? We'll start off with Sin.
Spider-Man Noir. He's just the whole Rubik's Cube thing, where it's like people take it as a joke, but it's like it's like a genuine sad thing because he can't see color and he really wants to see kind of, and he wants to like, because apparently he said like he can't feel anything. So it's just like that, yeah, like that whole Rubik's Cube thing was like very symbolic. Spider-Ham was hilarious. Didn't really do much, but you know, he was a funny, quirky character. And what about Kawaii girl, whatever her name is. I forgot her name.
Penny
Penny
Parker.
Parker.
Yeah.
She was funny too, and her little robot would give like facial reactions and stuff. Yeah, just all of them. Besides Spider-Gwen, who wasn't really bad, but I just didn't enjoy her as much as the other characters. Yeah, just I'd say like my favorite one besides Miles, gonna have to go with Spidey Noir.
Okay. JoJo.
There's a couple of interesting characters. I'll call him Alpha Peter. This man
Right.
had everything. This man had his whole life together. I was like, what? like that was wild. It's like you'll see some of the scenes, but he was prepared for almost anything. Basically, it was kind of wild. And I actually kind of like the design for Doc Ock. You'll see that character later on in the movie. I was actually kind of surprised, but it was really interesting. So I really enjoyed the designs of those two characters in particular.
Okay. Steven?
The character I probably enjoyed the most was probably Peter B. Parker. This is the first Spider-Man to come through, or we're introduced to. That's from a multiverse. But like,
Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah, exactly. He was hilarious. He was hilarious. He was like 40+ years old. He was
That boy
Out of
was
shape.
single.
Yeah.
Out of shape. He
Trying to
went
get
through
back.
life.
Yeah,
That
he was
man
going through it.
hilarious, bro. That man was hilarious. Yeah, that's probably my favorite Spider-Man. That's not Miles.
Okay. I think I messed with Spider Noir. I'll have to agree with Sin on that one. But yeah, besides that, I didn't really find myself connected with anybody else but Miles. But I liked how eventually the multiverse Peter Parker ended up finally, like giving in and trying to at least like hype up Miles and be like, yo, like you gotta do this, just let go. This is what I did in order to become Spider-Man. You just gotta figure it out. And once he ended up, giving him a little pet talk, then he finally, ended up getting it together. I know that, that's how it's kind of got to go. Like, obviously, you're not going to just know how to be a superhero by night. So he had to figure it out. But when Miles was over there bitching and stuff, I was like, oh, here we go. Like, they're just going to sit there and just like, oh, well, he's a little kid. He doesn't know what he's doing. But I got to go take responsibility to try to stop the collider and all this stuff. But again, once he figured it out and came through, everybody was like, oh, snap, that's Miles. So I liked definitely like Spider Noir, and I would agree with Steve. I like Peter B. Parker. He was cool. Just one side note, I thought that initially while watching the trailers, I thought that Spider-Ham was going to be super annoying, but he actually wasn't. Like he was all right. Like he didn't do too many like super cringy things. I did like his fighting style when he had like the anvil and the big hammer and stuff. I thought that was cool, the way that he fought. Like he was still whooping everybody's ass. It wasn't like he was a slouch. So I appreciated that they didn't make him just like that cringy sort of like slapstick type of laugh character. Cause I was like, oh no, like you could just leave him somewhere if he was gonna be like that. So shout out to the writers for not making him like that. Were there any villains that you, because like I kind of feel like with this one it was kind of like all over the place, because like Spider-Man has never really been the type that needed help for real. Like obviously throughout the comics and throughout the cartoons and stuff, he'll have people come through, but generally like Spider-Man in New York, he's like by himself. And even in the video game that came out this year, like it was just him, and everybody, like all of his worst enemies just came at him. So yeah, so it was very interesting in this one how, I mean, obviously like in the beginning, like he was, you know, he's fighting everybody by himself, but once everybody got together, all the Spider-Man from all the multiverses, and they ended up coming together to fight everybody, I thought that was interesting because it showed like a certain teamwork that you never seen for Spider-Man. But was there any villains in particular that you all really felt connected to, or was like, yo, like he might be a problem or she might be a problem? We'll start off with Steven.
Not really in particular that I related to, but when Fisk did what he did in like the first what 10 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna be a
cold-blooded.
Yeah, was anybody expecting that? Was it like, all right, yeah,
it's kids in this theater.
I was just like, dang.
I thought low-key, I thought he
wasn't
bricked.
too surprised because you know.
I thought he bro. I thought when he,
you know, they even said it earlier on that there can only I get it. So you know what I'm trying to say, JJ.
Yeah,
I can't say
but when you put it like that, yeah, when you hear that, you're like, okay, it makes sense.
That gets said early on that makes a lot of sense as the movie goes on.
That's true.
True.
I kind of like Doc Ock. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that like when she finally revealed herself, I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, this is
that was dope. That was dope too.
I mean, it's interesting because like I legit wasn't expecting it. But at the same time, like she was like being a little bit too calm in the one scene, so I'm like, oh, okay. So once she actually realized, oh, like this is interesting. So in this universe, obviously it's a woman, so like, okay, like this, like she came through, and Doc Ock has always been one of the more formidable foes in Spider-Man story. So
right.
So I already knew that, you know, she was gonna wreak havoc and mess stuff up. So I thought that was cool. I definitely thought that was cool.
I'd say one of the only downsides would be the lack of a connection to a villain. Because honestly, I thought Tombstone was gonna pull up, but
Bruh,
he kind of didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of a waste of a pretty good character. You just had him like do almost nothing for the whole movie.
Tombstone was almost like an NPC, just a lackey.
Yeah.
Like,
he was just a lackey.
Yeah, like he showed up for like one team with his gun and then like did nothing.
Yeah,
and then
like
walked away.
like he gonna shoot or like like this.
Yeah, I'm like you know, usually like in the comics and like in like animations of Spider-Man, he's usually kind of a problem, but like
in the
he ain't do nothing
in the video game.
In the game, DLC, he the main character. Right?
He a problem.
Spoiler. Nah, I'm playing.
But like he ain't do nothing. And I guess I kind of get why when you have so many villains and so many things going on, you tend to like miss a couple of cracks, which isn't too much of a problem for the movie since there is a lot of things going on and they do a lot of things right. It's just some characters do get left behind, like also with like the only villains who got really showed their stuff with Doc Ock and Fist really.
Yeah, true.
There is one other villain that does you know but I feel like that villain used as a plot device and not really as like a villain.
Yeah, he was a pure
talking about Ultimate Prowler.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was just a plot device, which I guess is okay, but you know.
So I can't. We can't talk about how or who he is. Or would that be spoiling?
I mean, if you want to, spoiler alert, go ahead.
Yeah. Him being Uncle Aaron was fire. I'm keeping 1,000.
Fire.
That was fire, yo!
I
can't lie to you, bro.
I wouldn't use the word fire.
Nah, bro, because
I would disagree.
Nah, because when Miles was just chilling, like he pulled up in his crib, he was gonna write him a little letter telling him like, "Yo, I don't know what to do." Prowler pulls up to the crib, to his own crib. He peeks the little corner, and then obviously Miles is invisible and stuff. This dude takes off his mask. and it's Uncle Aaron. Like, yo, what? How was that even
Come
remotely
on,
predictable,
bruh.
bro?
I mean,
How did you predict that?
I
No,
mean,
when they go
because
to spray paint the little joint up, he was like, "Yeah,
yeah, my boy
He
jumped
said,
up
"How you
there
know
like
this
no
place?"
problem.
no, he said, "How you know this place? Oh, because of some old job." Come on, bro.
Man, what?
He did
Come
say because
on,
of some
bruh.
old job.
No, not
but-
even that. You,
Bruh.
I mean, that's you could
And
think
he
like
leaked that fest like it was with ease, bro.
He
I
could
mean,
have
with
been
that
there a
thing,
bunch
you
of
could kinda
times.
think that he was like
Oh,
a
no,
mafioso
man.
or something like that.
Nah,
Or he
bruh.
could have been the ultimate prowler.
If you
But,
really
like, when
think,
you
if
hop
you
that fence in a split second, I'm
And,
like,
and when,
oh yeah,
and
he
when
a
Miles
problem.
goes back, the ultimate prowler just happens to be there, along with Green Goblin and Fisk, bro.
bro,
Come on, fam. Are you serious?
So y'all saying that y'all seen that coming 100%?
Yes.
It was a good
y'all
twist.
lying, yo.
I didn't see it 100%. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. It kind of threw me back a little bit, but I was like, this makes perfect sense because I was like, he went out to do a
Yeah.
job. When he said that, I was like, okay, did like obviously that job was the
Yeah, it just
you search him
magically
out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going for a couple of days.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. Once he said that, I was like, okay, it makes perfect sense after the fact. I didn't know 100%, but I was probably like 70-80% like that I knew it was him.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't call it fire, but I would call it a good twist, but not fire.
It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'll say that. All right. Were there any characters or anything in the movie, any scenes or anything else along those lines that you disliked? We'll start off with JoJo.
This how Mr. Fist was built. That boy was built like a golem. That boy was built like Golem, the fucking Pokemon boy. I was like, what?
That boy head was in his chest, boy.
It's like they took a brick wall and just put a face on it. Yo.
This boy went to arms and said fuck legs. I was like,
Yeah, that boy did have the smallest. How do you have the smallest, biggest head ever? Like that doesn't even make sense. Makes no sense. All right, Sin.
I'm trying to think. Nah, bro. I don't have a scene I can complain about, man. It's all fire.
Okay.
I'm. It's not even BB bias. Like I don't recall a scene or a character I didn't enjoy. Like, yeah, I loved every moment, bro.
All right. Steven.
I would have to agree with JoJo and old Fisk, old Wilson Fisk, but I can't really think of nothing right now.
yeah, like between that and like a couple,
Like a
villains
couple
being
little nitpicky
underused
things.
Like yeah, overall it was a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I would kind of go back to what JoJo was saying earlier, how like some of the villains didn't really do much. They were just there for like a couple of scenes and then that was it.
That was
I kind of wanted to see that a little bit more, especially because it was six freaking like it was 6 of them. Like they could have all pulled up. I feel like they just needed a
Yeah,
little
it
bit
could
more
all
screen
do like
time.
some 1v1s or something like
Yeah,
that. like,
exactly, exactly. I was expecting like the later scenes to be a little bit more
But like
turned up.
Doc was popping off.
Yeah, definitely was. But yeah, I would say like that's probably one of the only things that I dislike. Besides, obviously, like the whole build up to Miles actually getting his powers or whatever, and finally deciding to let everything go. I just didn't like that. But obviously, that's the whole part of the movie. He has to learn everything. So I already explained that. It was just kind of cringeworthy at first, like when he was.
yeah,
he was trying to-
I remember. Yeah, when they're in the spider lair and they're like beating his ass.
Yeah, and I'm like, dog, like do something.
I didn't like
Get
that
up.
scene. I didn't like that scene. When it was
Yeah, my
just-
boy didn't throw a punch. He just
Yeah.
he just took it.
And
Like,
then,
come on,
and then
Miles,
Peter's
come on,
like,
Miles.
he can do this, and he's like, I can't do it on command. He can't do it on command. Well, he can do this. He can't do it on command. He can't do it on command. It's like, damn, he's useless, bro. Just go away.
Oh,
Yeah.
another thing. In that exact same scene, y'all see all them Spider-Man suits.
Yo,
Y'all saw y'all saw the game suit, right?
I did.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
That's why I called him Alpha Peter. The boy was prepared
That
for
man-
everything.
The
That man
game
was
suit.
low-key
yo.
bad.
You had all the game suit, like all the suits from the game, besides like a couple ones. It was all in there. Yo.
And the man had a straight up
I was
layer.
like, how
He-
much
Yeah.
did Tony Stark invest in you, Mike?
He even had the
Yeah,
iron. He had the iron.
He had the
Spider
Iron
suit, too.
Spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Iron Spider, the big time suit. All the.
I said okay. I said all right. So another thing I want to talk about is the after credit scenes. Even though it obviously didn't reveal anything about Avengers or Captain Marvel or anything else, it was just directly related to the actual like comic books or whatever in the actual Into the Spider-Verse. But the final scene when
That
when the future Spider-Man came through,
Spider
boy.
Punk 2099 or
Oh.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2099. So he came through, ended up going back in time to see the original Spider-Man, the old school Spider-Man, the old school cartoons. And this is where the meme came from, people. For everybody who's seen the after credits, where the Spider-Man are pointing at each other.
They're pointing at
But it was Spider-Man 2099 pointing at the original Spider-Man. He's like, "Why are you pointing at me?" He was like, "You pointed at me first." It was just like
rude.
It was he was like, "That's rude." He was like, "But you pointed at me first." Like, it was just some comedic relief. But I appreciated that for like everybody who pays attention to social media and knows where the meme came from. That they had an interesting twist to it. So I enjoyed that. I definitely chuckled. How did you all feel about that after credit scene?
Is that
Great.
scene insinuating a
That was
sequel?
worth it.
I don't know.
I mean, it's always possible. You can
I'm
always
down
throw
for a
anything.
I mean, you already
Oh,
had a
yeah.
freaking multiverse, so why not
Yeah,
Spider-Man
let's-
2099
let's
come
get it.
through? Yeah, anything can happen in it now.
Oh, also at the end, you see Gwen open up a portal to Miles's little world, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what you doing?" It's like, "All right, well,
I did see that. Yeah, I was like, how did
Okay.
y'all
Yeah,
talk
how
to
does
each
that
other?
work?
I don't know. I don't know, but somehow they found a way to talk to each other. Maybe
It sound like Penny went on a hacking spree. You know, throw some data on her way out.
she probably learned how to make like mini colliders or something just to go between multiverses. Maybe. I don't know, but they could. I feel like they could do a lot with that. I would not be upset if they did do a sequel to that. I actually implore them to do it now, because I feel like Miles needs a little bit more screen time, unless they're going to put him like in the actual like live action movies. Because people were saying that they were kind of hinting at it with Homecoming, but again, we still don't know. We still don't know. What that.
actually, if you look up Ultimate Prowler on Google, it'll show Donald Glover, and it says Spider-Man Homecoming. And you know how in the movie he said that he has a nephew in these parts?
Yeah. So you
That's
think that was him
Miles.
still? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Miles, and then obviously he's Uncle Aaron. So he's Ultimate Prowler, and Miles Morales is in the MCU, basically. So maybe that's a thing. We don't know.
I hope they make that happen. I definitely hope they make that happen. Final thing before we go into the scores, the Stan Lee scene. How many people almost shed a tear, dog? Because I did. I almost shed a tear. It was very, very sad to see, because this is the first Marvel movie that's come out since Stan Lee has passed away, and this one was definitely very deep. I feel like it's probably one of the deepest ones that we've seen so far, because Stan Lee is always doing like something comedic, but him in animated form and him saying what he said when Miles went to go get a Spider-Man suit, it definitely almost made me shed a tear. I was like, man, like it kind of was just like surreal. In a sense, because I was like, man, like Stan Lee really gone, like our nigga really passed away, man. So
That's tough.
I was in my feels. I was in my feels, and I kind of felt like in the theater I was in, like everybody was just kind of like, I don't know what to do right here, like, because I want to enjoy the movie, but y'all had to hit us with the Stan Lee scene. So just be prepared for that, people. To anyone who hasn't seen it yet, be prepared for that Stan Lee scene, because again, if you felt like close to him, like I have growing up. Cause I definitely said, like, when Stan Lee died, like I don't even know how to feel about it, and I was definitely shaken up for a little bit, and I know a lot of people were. So yeah, just letting everybody know about that. But let's go into our scores, our fan scores for Into the Spider-Verse. Sin, we will start off with you. What would you give Into the Spider-Verse out of 10?
10. My bad. Yeah, 10.
I was like, that suspense, boy, was killing me. All right, so we are giving Into Spider-Verse a straight up 10. I feel like this is probably the first 10 that anybody has ever given any movie that we reviewed. So, all right, well, that's bold. Can I get your explanation as to why you give it a 10? Not trying to put you on the spot, but you got to explain yourself. Everything.
I love the animation. The story was amazing. I love Miles Morales. He was played really well. The villains, besides, well, not even besides Tombstone. I feel like Tombstone was really supposed to be like the top henchman, but not really supposed to be that important. What else? All the characters, they didn't feel out of place like that. Everybody filled their role. Everybody did their job. Everybody played their character really well. Soundtrack, like we said, it was amazing. Every song fit the scene that was going on. And yeah, it was just I really like. I really can't find anything to say bad about the movie. It's a 10 for me.
Okay. Steven?
I'm hanging around the 8.5 to like a light 9, bro. Like it was really good. It was really enjoyable. I felt like a kid the whole time through. It's just a couple little small spots. The whole where they beamed up on Miles in the lab. It was a little too cringy. And Tombstone being useless. And the plot twist was kind of predictable. So, but the one about Claire. But it's still, I give it like a 8.5.
Okay, 8.5. You sticking to it? You don't want to give it a 9? 8.5?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to it.
Okay.
Steve, I thought we were friends, man.
That's a passing grade.
I knew he wasn't gonna give it a 10. I already knew that. All right, JoJo.
I mean, yeah.
JoJo, what are you giving into
You
Spider-Man?
didn't like his grade. I don't really like giving numerical ratings for stuff, especially because it starts to get dicey if you like. But this scene was really good, but then this scene,
yeah.
I guess for this one, I can give it a solid 8. A solid 8. It was very enjoyable. You know, it's a movie that it was a really good change of pace for Marvel after Infinity War. You know, losing everybody, all the little depression, stuff like that. It was a good change of pace. It was very enjoyable movie. It did have some missing parts and minor issues, but overall it was very enjoyable. I'd recommend watching it, definitely.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give Into the Spider-Verse a 9. And the reason why I give it a 9 is because I went into this movie not really expecting it to be like serious. Because when I saw the animation, I thought it was going to be like more catered to the children. But I felt like it was like a movie for kids and adults alike. Again, I didn't really dislike anything besides like the first 10 minutes, because again, it kind of seemed like you in the 3D movie without the glasses on, so I was kind of like tripping out at first. But once everything kind of, you know, like smoothed it out or whatever, then I ended up enjoying it a lot more. I felt engaged throughout the entire movie. I definitely did. And again, the soundtrack was on point. The animation overall was on point. Again, besides like just the villains that were just kind of here and there, I would say that this was definitely a solid movie, and there were really no characters that pissed me off or that I just wish that weren't in there. So when I can find like really no characters that I dislike, then I can say that it's a pretty solid movie. And I will say that while I don't believe that this is the best Spider-Man movie, I can understand why some people do say that, like saying minus the Homecoming. Because I still feel like Spider-Man 2 and Homecoming is definitely up there, and now I'm like kind of battling with myself which one I like the most. But I would say this is definitely up there as far as like one of the best Spider-Man movies, because I don't think anybody really initially thought that it was going to be like even in the same conversation as the live action Spider-Man movies, but it really did do a good job. And again, with Miles Morales in there and a good representation for us, I think that like it's been a long time, but I think that, you know, everybody, all the critics and stuff are finally taking us serious, and know that like having a black main character, or having an all black cast or whatever, like all that stuff, and or having a black director, black producer, we can make some good ass movies like that a lot of people will enjoy and that will be highly rated. So again, with this one as well, even though obviously it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a whole black cast or whatever, but it starred a black main character. I think that Miles did an amazing job, and he was definitely one of the Spider-Man characters that a lot of people wanted to actually be in the movie and had it. So they did a very, very good job with that. So that's why I'm giving it a 9. So with that being said, any final words on Into the Spider-Verse? Anyone? You have the floor.
Shout out Miles, bro. The best Spider-Man. Yeah.
Best Spider-Man.
Nah, I'm kidding. Nah, ain't nobody being Peter Parker, but I love Miles, bro. I love Miles. Simple.
Miles for the people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely for the culture. I'll say that. It's for the culture.
Also, he got the best suit, hands down, bro. Ain't nobody touching that suit.
Yeah, his suit was clean, bro.
Yeah,
for origin suit. Yeah, when he tagged that shit, I'm like, yeah, this suit is fire.
Yeah,
absolutely fire. JoJo, any final words? No.
One hell of a origin story for that one.
I agree. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I loved how they just kind of like sped through the origin stories like for everybody. Because I was about to be like, oh no, here we go again. We gotta learn everybody's origin story. But like I said, like when we first talked about Peter Parker and like they just like mentioned Ben once and then skip past it, I was like, thank the Lord, please, like don't do this to us because we already know Spider-Man.
At that point, everyone should know who Ben is. At this
Exactly.
point.
Yeah. Everybody should know. But again, Miles was new, so I understand. Like, and I did enjoy the origin story for him. So shout out to everybody who participated in making this movie. With that being said, man, we are done with the Into the Spider-Verse review. Let us know how much you hate Ethos in the comments below, because he definitely ruined this entire review. But we leaving all this shit in so y'all can see how ridiculous he was. If you would like to participate in this video or just give overall support to Game Illuminaughty, consider pledging to the Patreon. We have a lot of rewards in line, like being able to get into the Discord, being a part of reviews like this, like SinCon is currently being a part of the Game Illuminaughty podcast, and much more. And we will see you all for the next video, which will probably be Aquaman, I believe. I don't know how many other GI members are going to go see that, but I'll at least be going to see it, so we'll try to do a review on that one next. Other than that, we'll holler at you later. Peace.